let's go ahead and get into it as we've got a lot of information to cover. Number one, TOMA marketing. T-O-M-A, TOMA marketing. TOMA stands for Top of Mind Awareness. Top of Mind Awareness. And a lot of the strategies that we're talking about are basically to help you stay top of mind with your customers and your prospective customers, okay? What I mean by top of mind is you're the first person that comes to mind when they think of a particular topic. So let's say the topic is real estate. You're the first realtor that pops into their mind. If the topic is insurance, you're the first insurance salesman that pops into their mind. This is going to be great for you in a few different ways. It's going to be great for you in pre-sale, but it's also going to be great for you when you have customers because you want to be the first name that comes to mind. That's the person who's going to have the opportunity for the referral, okay? If they have a hard time remembering you, remembering your name, remembering where you work, then they're going to have a really hard time for referrals. It also helps a lot when we're talking about developing trust in our prospective customers and convincing them to actually buy from us. We want to stay top of mind. We want to keep in touch. We want to stay connected. So a lot of the strategies I'll be outlining tonight will come back to the TOMA, top of mind awareness. So let's get into a practical strategy. Number two, customer thank yous. Number two, customer thank yous. Now, if you rely on email for your thank yous, that's fine. But unless it's a personalized email, most of our customers are smart enough to know it was automatically generated. If you want to really stand out and really have a positive impact on your customers, you want to actually send them a thank you, especially if they spent a lot of money with you. Now, sending thank yous is not necessarily going to get you more business, but not sending a thank you will hurt your business, okay? Not sending a thank you will hurt your business. When we talk about reasons why our customers leave us, a lot of times it's because they don't feel important. They don't feel like they're a big enough client that they really matter to us. Sending something as simple as a thank you will help them feel important and feel special. Customer thank you. Number three, a customer training series. Number three, a customer training series. In my customer thank yous, I actually include several cards. It's not just a thank you card, but it's a whole series of cards that goes out day 1, day 7, day 30, day 60 that the customer has been with me. And part of it I use as a training series to train my customers. So I'm training them on things like the most commonly asked questions. I might train them on where to go to get support, what the phone numbers are for support, where to find the tutorials on the website. I'm trying to answer their questions in advance because that's when a new customer, that's usually when they have questions, right? If they've been using our product or service for a long time, they have far fewer questions. When they're a brand new customer, they have a lot of questions. So I try to take a proactive approach to that by really trying to, give them some training in advance on how to use my product and how to use my website, on how to get customer service, so that way when those questions come up, they're going to be less likely to get upset and leave and go to another company, right? So I take the advantage of training my customers. The greeting cards that we use, you can actually put little QR codes in there, which is that funny barcode that can be scanned by a smartphone. Those barcodes can actually link directly to YouTube videos. So if you had YouTube videos, training series, and stuff for your customers, that's another great way to train your customers on how to use your product. Number four, employee training. Number four, employee training. Your training series doesn't have to just apply to your customers. You could also use it to apply to your employees. Or if you're in a direct sales or network marketing type of business, you can use employee training to train like your new hostess. Here's the activities that you need to do the month before you have your party. Here's the activities you need to do in the week before your party. Here's the activities you need to do in the day before you have your home party. And you can use the training series to train your your hostesses or your direct sales distributors and train them on how to actually do some activities in your company. I actually have a training series I send to anybody new that joins my network marketing company that joins me personally that has like 9 video clips using those YouTube video clips that I was talking about to train people as well. Number 5, just because or thinking of you. Number 5, just because or thinking of you. A lot of times with our customers especially, every time we communicate with them is a sales pitch. We're trying to sell them another product, or we're trying to get them to give us a referral, and we're not talking to them just because. We're not talking to them like we might talk to a friend or something like that. And our customers are smart. I mean, they can see through it. You know, if you're always asking for a referral every time you communicate with them, if you send them a holiday card and ask for a referral, hello, they're smart enough to know what that's about. So one of the things that we try to do to stay top of mind and to also let our customers know how important they are to us is to just send them a card to say, you know, I appreciate you. Just send your customers a card once in a while to say, I appreciate you. You don't need a reason to follow up with your customers and keep in touch with them. It will have a huge impact on them. They will really appreciate it if you start to do that because no one else does that. Number 6, touching someone's heart versus touching their wallet. Touching someone's heart versus touching their wallet. The idea here is that oftentimes doing the right thing is going to be better for our business in the long run than always going for aggressive sales pitch. If a customer has a customer service issue or something, always go the extra mile to take care of that customer. When you're communicating with your customers, don't always be aggressive about the sale. Like I was just saying with the just because or thinking of you type card, is that when your customer feels like you really appreciate them, they're going to be more likely to want to continue to do business with you because that's the number one reason why we lose customers. They're going to be more happy to do business with you because they're going to feel appreciated. They're going to feel like they're important. Even if they're a small customer, they're going to feel important. So when I send my customer thank you gifts, I actually send a gift, a $10 gift. I might send a $10 gift to a $10 customer. I just spent more money in the gift than I made in profit from that customer, but I want my customer to feel important. And doing that is going to be better for my customer relationship in the long run and keeping them happy and keeping them a part of my business than being worried about the fact that I might be losing some money by sending them an expensive gift. That makes sense. Number 7, people are buying you, not your product. People are buying you, not your product. What do I mean by that? Well, people are buying you because they're buying the relationship with you, okay? Nowadays, I know I can go buy this product somewhere else. What makes me buy the product from you is the relationship that I've developed with you. And you should always be striving to develop a good relationship with your customers or your prospective customers to get them to want to purchase from you. So, for example, I bought car parts the other day on the Internet, and I bought them through Amazon. Why would I buy it through Amazon? Well, I would buy it through Amazon because I've been dealing with Amazon since the 1990s. I've got a great relationship with Amazon, and I trust them. So I trust that whoever they have fulfilling the order for the car parts is actually going to do the right thing. And if not, I know I can go to Amazon for customer service and support. I could buy those car parts anywhere on the Internet, but what makes me want to buy from Amazon is that relationship. And number 8, our next one, is basically just building upon the same thing. Your true inventory is people. It's not the products that you're selling. Number 8, your true inventory is people. Joe Girard, the greatest salesman in the world, worked for a Chevrolet dealership. Towards the end of his career, he had people driving across state or from another state to come back and buy cars from him again. Could they have bought a Chevrolet someplace else, someplace closer? Certainly they could have. It had nothing to do with the Chevrolets that Joe was selling. What it had to do with was the fact that people had bought from him before, they had a good experience from him before, and they trusted him, so they were willing to come back and purchase from him again. Your true inventory is people. Your true inventory is the relationships that you're developing with your prospective clients and your clients. It is not the product or service that you're selling. If you're in a network marketing business, a direct sales business, and you're pitching a business opportunity to people, that's another reason why some people may be more successful than you, is they've done a good job of showing those people that they could be trustworthy. They've done a good job of showing those people that they're being successful. They could actually help them achieve their dreams. I know I could go to any network marketing or direct sales company and, there's thousands of people that would be happy to sponsor me. What makes them join you versus someone else is usually the relationship you have with them. To go into your warm market is a good thing because you have a relationship with these people. And most people are afraid of their warm market. But also it's not just that. It's not just the relationship, but it's also whether or not they believe that you can actually help them. You have been trained and you know the system to teach them to make it easy for them to duplicate what you were doing. And if you can do that, then you're going to sponsor a lot more people. Let's go on to number 9. Sorry I'm going through these so fast. I know I'm hurrying through them, but we've got a lot to cover in our 1-hour time frame. Number 9, it's less expensive to make a sale to an existing customer than to acquire a new customer from scratch. It's less expensive to make a sale to a new customer than it is to acquire a customer from scratch. Depending on what studies you read, it costs anywhere from 5 to 10 times more to go out and get a new customer than it does to take an existing customer and sell them another product or convince them to give you a referral. And the reason why it costs so much is because you have to develop know, like, and trust in a prospective customer to get them to buy from you. Especially if it's an expensive item, they're going to need to really trust you even more. They're probably going to want to analyze the purchase a little bit more. If it's a cheap item under $20, there's a lot of people that will buy something that cheap without even worrying about it. But the more expensive it is, the more time they want to take to develop know, like, and trust in you. We buy from people we know, we buy from people we like, and we buy from people we trust. Okay? So it should be easier to go and to sell to an existing customer or to make a referral from them is because they already have developed know, like, and trust in us enough to buy from us once before. So they've already bought from us once before, so it should be easier because we don't have to go through as many steps to make that new sale. So a lot of the strategies I'm going to be talking about tonight are just helping you develop that know, like, and trust. And maintain that know, like, and trust in your existing customers to make additional sales easier. Number 10, most sales occur after multiple exposures, 4 or more times. Most sales occur after multiple exposures, 4 or more times. An exposure is someone seeing your business or your product. So an exposure or a touch, it's sometimes referred to, is them coming into your store. It's them test driving an automobile. It's them going on your website. It's an email that you sent them that they open and read. It is a greeting card that they received in the mail from you. It is a phone call from one of your staff members. All of those things are exposures or touches. Now, most sales do not occur the first time someone looks at an item. I just mentioned that, items under $20 like chewing gum, that kind of sale, well, you don't need multiple exposures, right? You see it looks interesting, you pick it up and buy it. If you happen to see a commercial or something for it, great, but that's not necessarily a factor too often, But in items and things like that, you really need to be exposed to it multiple times. How many houses do you have to look at? You have to come back and the house that you're going to purchase, you might have to view a couple of times. You've got to go do the walkthrough and the inspection and all this kinds of stuff. I mean, imagine how many exposures or touches a realtor has with their clients in order to make a sale. So most salespeople give up too easily. And this is the reason, this is the one thing that separates the average salesperson from the great salesperson. The great salesperson does not give up on their sales. They don't just go for the low-hanging fruit. They don't just go for the people who say yes right away. They go for the ones that might take weeks or months. And that's what differentiates the great salesperson from the weak one. And the great salesperson doesn't just make a little bit more money. They make many times what the average salesperson makes. You know, if you look at like realtors, for example, you have realtors that, you know, make a part-time living. They do it part-time. They're not making a full-time income from their real estate. Many realtors are like that. And then you have leading producers that make millions a year. Okay? That's the difference. And they're the people that just go that extra mile. So a lot of the strategies that we're talking about tonight are to help you get multiple exposures. They're not necessarily traditional sales strategies, but they are additional exposures. And every additional exposure to you, to your product, to your sales team is going to make them more likely to want to buy from you. You're developing that know, like, and trust that we've been talking about every time you have another exposure. So number 11, personal announcements. Personal announcements. That slide should actually read personnel. And I've got the wrong slide. Or the wrong word. It should be personnel. Like when you hire somebody or when one of your employees gets an award or something like that. That's a great exposure to your business. If they're a prospective customer, they're thinking to themselves, wow, you know, these guys are continuing to grow and do well. It's an exposure to your prospective customer without being a sales pitch. It's kind of an indirect sales pitch, right? Because you're saying about how great your product and service is, you just won an award or you just hired some new employees, that kind of thing. So that's developing that know, like, and trust. If they're an existing customer, the same thing applies. It's helping continue their trust in you. And by the way, if you're going to spend money on something, do you want to spend money with a company that's going out of business and not going to be around anymore? Or do you want to spend money in a business where you know they're going to be around many years from now? I have a wealthy friend who just bought an electric car, and he bought a Fisker Karma just before Fisker announced bankruptcy, and they were going out of business. Wow, doesn't that hurt, right? You wouldn't want to be that guy. You wouldn't want to spend $80,000 or $100,000 on an electric car only to find out that the company is going out of business, and, you know, who's going to service it? Who's going to take care of it? You want to invest in the company that's growing. You know, you want to invest in the company that's going to be around for a long time. That's the company that you want to buy your car from. So personal announcements is just another way of showing your clients and your prospective clients that you're continuing to grow. You're going to be around for a long time. Number 12, birthday cards. Number 12, birthday cards. First thing I want to point out about birthdays is Facebook birthdays are fun and interesting the first couple of times you have them. But Facebook birthdays they don't mean anything. If someone comes on your Facebook page and says happy birthday to you, it doesn't mean anything. When you've got 200 people doing it, what it means is at some point, those people are doing it just because they don't want to be left out. They're doing it just because they happen to log into Facebook today and look on the top right and see that it says so-and-so's birthday today. Do you want to wish them a happy birthday? Maybe they saw all the rest of their friends posting on your wall and they didn't want to be left out. If they really cared about you, they would think about you a week in advance and make sure and send you a card or a gift in the mail so that it would arrive in time for your birthday instead of waiting until the last minute just before midnight when Facebook tells you happy birthday. So that's one of the things about birthday cards. Now, here's the other thing about birthday cards. Because no one sends birthday greeting cards anymore in the mail, yours will really stand out. You won't have any other competition. You know, if you send, let's say you send a holiday card, maybe they still get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 holiday cards, but they might only get 2 or 3 birthday cards. I hear from people all the time that tell me they received only a couple of cards from their mother, from their wife, and from me. And that makes me stand out as somebody that they want to do business with. Number 13, anniversary cards. Number 13, anniversary cards. Just like birthdays, you can send anniversary cards as well. Many of you in your businesses are aware of your clients' anniversaries. You know, if you're in insurance or something like that, you're probably aware of the anniversary. I personally don't send anniversary cards because I've been through a divorce, and I'm just afraid, you know I got some anniversary cards after I was divorced, and I don't want to be that person. So I came up with another strategy, and we call it the alternate anniversary. Number 14, the alternate anniversary. The alternate anniversary is any other important date you want to remember. So it's a date like the date that they became your customer, a date that they purchased a car from you, a date that they purchased a house from you, a date that they became a distributor on your network marketing team. Those are alternate anniversaries. And the system that we use to automate our greeting cards actually has an anniversary field. You can put whatever date you want in there. So the date I put in my anniversary field is going to be a date like the date that they became a customer instead of their wedding anniversary. And then I can set up cards to automatically go out and send them a thank you every year for being my loyal customer. Isn't that a cool idea? Sending them a card every year on their anniversary to thank them for being a loyal customer. Number 15, a 12-month follow-up campaign or follow-up cards for every month of the year. Number 15. This is another idea from Joe Girard, greatest salesman in the world. Joe Girard actually used to send cards every month to his clients. They actually received 13 a year because they received one card a month plus a birthday card from him. Even after they purchased a car, 5 years later, he's still sending them cards. So did any of those people have a hard time coming up with Joe Girard's name or knowing what Joe Girard does? Did any of them feel like they weren't important to Joe? Because he's always remembering to send them cards. So what he did was he set up these campaigns, and he would just send a card for every holiday. And he would pick one holiday a month, and he would send them a card. And it would say something real simple. You don't have to be elaborate with this. He just sent them a simple card like, Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm lucky to have customers like you. Happy Valentine's Day. I love my customers. It was just a simple couple of line card, and then he closed it out, Joe Girard, Morales Chevrolet. He didn't have to put his phone number or his website or any of that stuff in there. He didn't have to put his logo in the cards. The people knew where he worked. They remembered him because they've been getting cards from him each and every month since they purchased a car. This is why people kept coming back to him over and over and over. This is another reason why I received so many referrals. Everybody knew his name. Everybody knew where he worked just because he did a simple thing like sending a card each and every month. And they weren't fancy. They weren't wordy. They just said, I appreciate you, or I like you, or I'm lucky to have customers like you. Real clever idea. That's the idea of the 12-month follow-up campaign. Number 16, first and last holiday cards. First and last holiday cards. I want to encourage you not to buy boring store-bought greeting cards for your holiday cards. Instead, have fun with it. Get some custom cards made up. Use photos of the staff and employees goofing around or whatever. Make them fun and interesting. And the reason for that is because holidays are a time of year when people put their cards on display. They want to show their holiday cheer, And so what you would do is if you have a fun and interesting card, it will be more likely to be a card that goes on display. It's going to be more likely to be a card that someone's going to pick up and they're going to say, oh, wow, that's really neat. Who's that card from? I used to have a hairless cat. She passed away a year ago. But I had a hairless cat, so she was always on my cards. Every year I had the hairless cat, and it's weird, right? It is a weird cat. You either love them or you hate them. But you know what? You always remember it. And people were always picking it up. And people were always telling me, oh, that was the greatest card they got this year. And I would frequently make more money in the week after I sent the holiday cards than I made, than it cost me to send the cards because they were getting so much attention. So you want to send your cards early to make sure they have a chance to get there in time. You don't want to send them late because you're going to miss the opportunity for the referrals. So send the cards early, have fun with them, use photos and things to spice them up and make them interesting. More photos, number 17, before and after photos. Before and after photos. What if you were a contractor and you walked over into the corner of the room, you're remodeling a kitchen, you take a photo on your cell phone. All of our cell phones have cameras now, right? So you take a photo of the kitchen before the remodel, and then you take another photo of the kitchen after the remodel. That took you, 15 seconds each time. Then you upload the pictures right to the website that we use for sending these greeting cards from, and you can print a nice, beautiful card inside and say, "Dear Smith family, I just want you to know how much I appreciated the opportunity to work in your beautiful home. I hope you enjoy your home as much as I enjoyed working in it." Something like that, just a simple thank you. And then you have these beautiful pictures inside. One is what their kitchen looked like before and one after. But what are they going to do with that? They're going to take that and they're going to show people. They're going to show people the kitchen. They're going to want to have a party and have everyone over to see it. But in the meantime, they're going to want to take people and show people all the excellent work that they've had done and the excellent work that you've done. Guess what? That's an opportunity for referrals for you. And any business can do before and after photo cards. It doesn't have to be construction. It could be, any business that might have a before or after, whether or not it's someone in health and weight loss, or whether or not it is landscaping or painting, or the old car and the new car, the old house and the new house. Any business can come up with some clever ideas for before and after. Number 18, welcome cards. This is the Welcome to the Neighborhood card. This is a marketing idea that you can use. You can team up with other people in your area even to split the cost of this. But you could actually purchase lists of people who have just moved into an area and send them a little card to welcome them to the area. Now, when you do that, what you want to do is you don't want to make it a sales pitch about your business. Instead, you just want to kind of welcome them to the community. Maybe you want to offer them some little community tips or something like that in your card. They're naturally going to be more inclined because of this to be more interested in you and have more trust in you, and to possibly in the future when they get marketing materials from you be more open to it, just because you're the person that actually welcomed them and took the time to appreciate the fact that they just moved. That's the idea of a welcome card. Again, you can buy lists of people who have just purchased real estate, for example, in specific zip codes, and you can target your marketing that way. And then you've got the list, so you can continue to market to these people afterwards. So the first card should not be marketing. The first card should be a welcome, offer some sort of neighborhood tips and things like that to make them feel more comfortable. Number 19, motivation. I don't know about your Facebook, but probably other than like cat photos or dog photos and stuff like that, one of the things that is prominent on my Facebook is motivation, motivational quotes and pictures. If it's really popular on Facebook and social media, do you think it might be popular as a card? What if you took some of that motivational type stuff and started sending out stuff like that to your clients once in a while? Again, we're just trying to stay in touch with our clients so that they don't forget about us, so that they feel important and appreciated. That's going to help us with referrals. It's also going to help our clients stay loyal to us because they're not going to feel underappreciated and go somewhere else. So if it's really popular on Facebook, do you think that it might be really popular if you send out like a postcard like that once in a while just to keep in touch with your customers? Do you think some of them might actually really like those inspirational quotes and want to show them to others or want to display them on their desk or something like that where other people can see it? That helps get your name out there. So it does two things. It helps you develop that relationship with those customers, but it also helps get your name out there. Number 20, recognition. So this is kind of like the personnel announcement. This would be recognition for your employees. I think it's just another great way to, your employees will appreciate it. But, if one of your employees received an award or something like that or got a promotion, I know your employees are going to appreciate the fact that you reached out and told everyone that they got a promotion. But also, again, it shows people that, hey, this company is continuing to grow. This company is doing great things. This is a company I want to continue to work with. This is a company I want to continue to buy from. Number 21, encouragement and support. Number 21, encouragement and support. Nowadays, we're connected to our customers more than ever through things like social media. So you may be aware that some of your customers are going through a difficult time. Maybe they had a death in the family. Maybe you see that one of these tornadoes was really close. Maybe they didn't have a death, but maybe, someone in the family's house was damaged by the tornado or something. What if you just sent them a little card that said, hey, we're thinking of you, hey, we're praying for you, whatever. What do you think that would mean to the family? That would mean a lot to them. And if you were to be that kind of person that would reach out to your customers like that, I can guarantee you that if your customer has a little technical service problem or customer service issue, they're not going to cancel because of that. They're going to remember that you were the guy that reached out to them that time that the tornado knocked down their grandmother's chimney. Because that just happened to my grandmother yesterday. So they're gonna remember that. They're gonna remember that you were that person, and they're gonna overlook those problems and things. And that's one of the ways you keep your customers loyal, keep them happy. Number 22, reverse thank you. Number 22, reverse thank you. This is any time where I'm expecting someone else to send me a thank you. I try to be the better man and send them a thank you first. If I've had a customer service issue, I always try to find out the customer service person's name and send them a thank you and, for the excellent customer service work. Even though I might have been the one unhappy and they should be apologizing to me, I instead go on ahead and say thank you. When maybe I purchase something from a vendor, I might send the vendor or the salesperson a thank you. They should be thanking me because I purchased from them, but instead I'm sending them a thank you. You never know when these people are going to have the opportunity to become your customer. You never know when these people are going to have the opportunity to give you a referral, and especially if it's a customer service person or something like that, maybe you're going to have a customer service issue in the future, and they're going to go out of their way to take care of you and take care of your situation. That's the reverse thank you. 23, nice to meet you. Number 23, nice to meet you. Anytime I'm out and about networking and I receive someone's business card, I follow up immediately with a greeting card in the mail with my picture on it and a little talk bubble coming out of my mouth that says, hey, it was nice to meet you. And on the inside, I say, hey, Bill, it was great meeting you at the Chamber of Commerce breakfast on Tuesday morning. I really enjoyed our discussion about baseball. I hope your team does really well this season, whatever. So what's going to happen is a few days later, he's going to get that card in the mail. He's going to see my picture, and he's going to remember where we met and the conversation that we had. So now I've helped him remember me and remember who I am and remember what I do for a business. I'm helping develop a referral partner, right? So next time I see this guy at Chamber of Commerce, he's probably going to come over and talk to me first. I'm not even going to have to go talk to him. He's going to come over, he's going to say, hey, Ben, thank you so much for the card. Happens all of the time. Heck, 2 weeks later, I might have forgotten I sent the card, and they come over and they reach out to me. I am helping develop that know, like, and trust so that these people want to become my customers, so that these people want to become my referral partners just by doing something simple and sending a card after I met them to say, hey, it was really nice to meet you. Number 24, confirming an appointment. Number 24, confirming an appointment. Please don't feel like technology is perfect and that everyone is good at technology. Don't rely on someone's email calendar to remind them of the appointment. Not everyone is good at that. Some people might change their emails. They might change their cell phone, and they might be, have two different calendars or whatever. I've seen it happen. In my last job before I was able to go full-time, I was a technical person, but I also helped, with sales calls because they needed a technical person to, be on these big jobs to help explain stuff. And so 3 of us went to this client to have a presentation. Guess what? Client wasn't there. He was out of town. He was in Germany. Nobody bothered to confirm the appointment and remind them of that. So we wasted 90 minutes each way back and forth to the client's office, plus there were three of us. Three of us times 3 hours each is 9 mad hours wasted because no one bothered to confirm the appointment. Number 25, coupon cards. Number 25, coupon cards. Coupons definitely have a place in your marketing. Coupons go very well as a postcard. We do actually read postcards. We just read them on the way to the trash. So what I do when I check my mail is the first thing I do is I get through it and I look for the junk mail. I set aside the postcards, and then I flip through the postcards to see if this is something that might be useful to me. If it is, I save it. If it isn't, it goes in the trash. So actually do take the time to look through the postcards. Postcards are more affordable marketing than a greeting card, obviously. It's less postage. It's less cost to produce the cards. Email coupons do have their uses, but one of the problems is that a lot of email programs block images by default, and also a lot of words you might use in your email coupon might trigger spam filters. So that might cause problems with spam filters. Words like click here or free, like in the word buy one, get one free in that phrase, the word free might trigger a spam filter. So postcards often are a better solution, even though they'll cost more money than sending email coupons, or maybe you want to send both. By the way, if you're doing a lot of the strategies we're talking about tonight, you don't have to rely on coupons. And if you don't have to rely on coupons and discounting your products, then that means that you're making more profit. So if you're doing a lot of the strategies we're talking about tonight, you won't have to worry so much about coupons. Number 26, thank you for the referral. Thank you for the referral. When you receive a referral from someone, always make sure to send them a thank you and let them know that you appreciate it. If you don't appreciate the fact that they're giving you referrals, they might take their referrals elsewhere. You know, if you're a realtor, I know half a dozen realtors. Why should I give you the referral if you don't appreciate it? Another thing about you not sending a thank you when someone gives you a referral is it leaves a little doubt in their mind about whether or not you really did anything with the referral. Maybe the referral went to waste. Maybe you didn't do a good job with the referral. You don't want to leave doubt like that in someone's mind. You want to make them believe and be confident in giving you more referrals in the future. If you don't give thank yous for the referrals, the possibility exists that they're not going to give you any more referrals because they're going to feel like you don't appreciate it and you're taking it for granted. So just that little extra step is potentially going to help you get more referrals in the future, and it's definitely going to help prevent them from feeling like you're taking them for granted. Number 27, buddy system cards. Buddy system cards. Roberto, who did these webinars with me a couple years ago when we started, he runs a martial arts studio. And one of the things that he would do when you come in to take a class is he would offer a discount for you to invite a buddy to come take the class with you. It's a really clever idea because you start to get all of your new clients offering to give you the names of their buddies to come take the class with them. But in addition to that, if you have a buddy at a gym or martial arts studio, you're going to be more likely to come. You know, especially gyms, you know, I hear something like 95% of the people that have a membership don't even go. But if you know that you have a friend that's going to be there, then you're going to be more likely to want to actually show up and use it. So that buddy system helps you get the names of all, addresses of all their buddies. That's lots of referrals, right? And it's also going to help with loyalty because now they've got a buddy that's there taking the class too, so they're going to want to show up more often. Number 28, change of address cards. Number 28, change of address cards. James is an insurance agent, and he taught me this. He started offering change of address cards to his clients when they would call and tell him that they were going to be moving and they needed to change their address. He would say, you know, Betty, I'd be happy to send change of address cards to your family for you. Would you give me their names and addresses? I could send 10 for you. So he's sending 10 change of address cards, and he's not making it a sales pitch, okay? He's just saying, I just want you to know that the Golden family has moved. Their new address is 555 Main Street. Signed, Gaines. Okay, so what they're going to do is they're going to contact the Goldens, and they're going to be like, who's this guy Gaines that sent these change of address cards? Oh, wow, that's your insurance agent? He did that for you free? That's really cool. I don't even think my insurance agent knows who my name is, much less do something nice like that for me for free. It's a valuable service that you're offering to help your client out at a time when they're very busy and they've got lots of things to do. If you make it a sales pitch, though, it's going to be really bad for you. Your clients are going to be very mad at you that you made it into a sales pitch. So you want to treat it with respect. Just send the change of address card. Let that do the work for you. They're going to ask who the change of address is from. You're not even going to have to promote yourself in that. Number 29, introduction cards. Number 29, introduction cards. You can go participate in many groups. Maybe you are already participating in groups like meetup groups, Chamber of Commerce, business networking, any of those kinds of groups, even church groups, PTA. When someone new comes to the group, one of the things I used to do would be to offer to send cards on behalf of the group to welcome that person. So I would send them a card welcoming them, thanking them for coming to the group, and it would be a valuable service to the group because it's potentially helping us with our recruitment efforts, right? It's potentially helping us get new members because we're reaching out to them and thanking them for visiting and offering for them to come back. So that's a valuable service. So they would give me the names and addresses of all the guests so that I could follow up with them for the group. That's also helping me grow my mailing list. That's helping me get my exposure for my business as well as helping the group. So it's a valuable service I was providing to the group to reach out to guests and say, hey, thank you for visiting. I hope you come back. Number 30, the preemptive cold call. The preemptive cold call. My buddy Darian that told me this, what he was doing was he is in a business where he has to cold call a lot on other businesses. And, sometimes he does it in phone, sometimes he does it in person. You can use it for either method. But what he started to do was he started to actually send them a card in advance and to tell them that he was going to be cold calling on it. Now, many of you probably think that that's crazy. You wouldn't want to say, hey, Tuesday at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be in your neighborhood, hoping to come by, or I'm going to call you, Wednesday at 1 o'clock. You don't want to necessarily tell people that. But what he started to decide was that by doing this, he's helping weed out the people that weren't interested. The people that weren't interested, they were going to make sure that they weren't available. They were going to ignore him. They were going to duck his calls. But the people that were interested were going to make themselves available. Plus, he started to find that he could actually reach out and say, hey, look, did you get the card that I sent last week? And that might help him open some doors and get some people who would remember that, and he would be able to start some conversations where maybe he wasn't able to start conversations before. So what he was basically trying to do was he was trying to weed out the people that weren't interested and find the people that were more interested by sending them cards in advance of his cold calls. And right on topic, let's talk about getting past the gatekeeper. Getting past the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is the person that is in charge of answering the phones. They're the person that is responsible for not letting you get through to the manager or the CEO or whoever you're talking to. You may have to go through several levels of gatekeeper. Depending on what kind of sales call you're doing, you may have to find the decision maker or the person that can actually write the check. You may have to go through, receptionists, personal assistants, middle managers, whatever, to get to the person that can actually decide on the purchase. The best thing I can say to you with the gatekeeper is just to treat them like a human being, to not take offense to the fact that they're just doing their job, and to, it doesn't hurt to butter them up. Using greeting cards and gifts can be a great way to make them feel appreciated. You just paid a sales call on them. They didn't let you through. Well, send them something, send them a little gift or a little card to say, hey, you understand, that many people might treat them badly because that's their job, but you understand they've just got a job to do or whatever. Man, they'll appreciate you. They'll remember that you were the guy that did that, and then they'll be more likely to pass it through. One of our clients that we work with has found that sending gifts, like a box of brownies, to the person that he's trying to get in touch with works really well because the receptionist, the secretary, whatever, doesn't stop the gift. Hey, it's a gift. He might be expecting this. I better pass this along to him. And so he started to find that was a great way for him to actually reach the person that he was trying to reach out to. Number 32, event invitations. Number 32, event invitations. If you're having an event, it could be a open house, it could be a network marketing launch party or something like that. It could be a ribbon cutting ceremony. It could be a customer appreciation day. It could be many different types of events. If you're having an event and you want your event to be special, is a Facebook invitation good? Is an email good? If you were going to be invited to the White House and you've got a Facebook invitation or an email invitation, would you think that it was legitimate or would you think that it was junk mail? What if you got a nice, fancy printed invitation, some nice stationery in the mail inviting you to come to the White House? You would think that that is the real invitation. If you want your events to stand out, you want to send a written invitation. A lot of companies are showing that their response rate to like home parties and things like that is much higher when they get written invitations. So send a written invitation to invite your guests. Make it a special event instead of another one of those email invitations. And after the event, number 33, the event thank you. The event thank you. After the event, make sure to follow up with everyone. Send them thank yous. Put lots of pictures from your event in there. And you want to send this card to everyone, including the people that didn't come, because they're going to see these pictures and they're going to want to come next time. The next time you have your customer appreciation party, they're going to want to make sure they're there. So take pictures of your event and make it look fun and interesting. Again, the website that we're using to send all these greeting cards from, they'll print nice glossy 5x7 greeting cards with all your pictures inside. You just upload them right to the website. It's real simple to do, really cool, and really makes your event look fun and interesting so that people want to come next year. Number 34, event reminders. Number 34, event reminders. Especially if your event is a long way away, sending a reminder just before the event is a great idea. Again, not everyone is good at setting up reminders in their calendar. Plus, if you send a little postcard event reminder, that's something physical that they can actually hold in their hand. They can actually put on their desk or something so that, it's a visual reminder to them that, hey, oh yeah, I've got that event coming up. You could also use that opportunity to put a map or directions or something like that to your event in there. And again, those QR codes I mentioned earlier, those can actually link to GPS coordinates or map coordinates as well. So they could literally just scan that little QR code with their phone, scan it with their smartphone, and it'll take them right to the Google Maps of where your location is, and they can get directions. Really cool ways of using technology. Number 35, reminder of product or service. So if you have a product or service or a product that needs servicing or a service that needs to be renewed, this is a great thing to send to clients. Matter of fact, piece of software I use, our support just ran out. No one reminded us that we needed support, that we needed to renew our contract. If they had just reminded us of that, we would have paid automatically. Now we need support, and we didn't know. The people that are great at this are the car industries. You know, they're great at sending you reminders that, oh, yeah, you need to get your oil changed and things like that. But it doesn't matter. Like I was saying, I bought software, and my service contract was up. So if I had gotten a renewal about that. So many different types of businesses. Sending your clients those things, don't rely on them to remember. You know, let's say 70% of people are good at remembering, but 30% aren't. Well, that's a whole nother 30% now that we have, that we're able to market to, that we weren't marketing to before because we were relying on them to remember. Number 36, very similar but different, reminder of all the products or services that you sell. Reminder of all the products or services that you sell. So when someone comes to purchase from you, they come to purchase a single item. They usually are not aware of your full inventory, right? That's why we invented things like catalogs, to let people know, here's our catalog of all the products and services that we offer. Some of you might need to think outside of the box. You know, you might be thinking you only really offer one product or service. You know, you're just a realtor. You're just an accountant. But, you know, realtors, maybe you're now getting expertise in short sales. Maybe you now have, maybe you want to let people know that you can help them with competitive market analysis of what their home might be worth. Maybe you're letting them know that you're now working with a company to stage homes or whatever. Financial people, you know, you don't just do taxes, but you do budgeting, you do bookkeeping, you do financial planning, letting people know about all the products or services. So even if they just came in to get taxes, letting them know that you could help them with accounting and setting up a budget and doing their bookkeeping and stuff like that might help you pick up a few more clients. Number 37, new product and service announcements. New product and service announcements. Again, with my existing customers especially, I'm just looking for reasons and excuses to follow up with them. This is one that's kind of a cross between the sales pitch. The one thing I want to say about when you're making a new product or service announcement is don't make them boring. Boring product photos and lists of features are not going to make you a lot of sales. Try to include people in the photos, even if it's just a person using the product. Suddenly, that makes the product more appealing than just the product sitting on a countertop. So the more you can more you can use pictures and things and include people in them, the more inviting it's going to be. Maybe if it's a service or something like that, you want to talk about the service people that are actually going to be providing the service. So I worked with a salon that was now going to be offering massages and had them make it an announcement about the new massage therapist they hired. And so they could talk about now they're offering massages, but it was also kind of an invitation and you know, here's Olga, you know, our Russian masseuse. Number 38, touching the family. Number 38, touching the family. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Touching the family, the idea here is that if you can reach out to the entire family, the client who you work with is going to be extra appreciative. So the example I gave earlier was Facebook. You know, you're now connected with people through Facebook more than ever before. If you are able to reach out, and maybe you saw that one of your clients' kids pitched a perfect softball game. Maybe one of the kids won the science fair. If you were to send them a card to the kid saying congratulations, what do you think that's going to do? The kid's going to be super ecstatic. The parents are going to love the fact that you were so appreciative and you took that extra effort. You know, this is a client that's going to be a raving fan for you, and they're going to go out and they're going to tell the world about how great you are. You want to go an extra step. If there was a picture available on Facebook, download the picture, put the picture in the card. Kids never get mail, first of all. Second of all, they don't often get pictures of themselves like that. So they're going to take that card and they're going to show everybody. And they're going to want to know who that card's from. You know, oh, wow, that's from your dad's accountant? What? Wow, you know, I can't believe that. Next time I'm thinking of an accountant, that's who I'm going to go with. That's the idea behind touching the family. Number 39, ask for the referral. Number 39, ask for the referral. Okay, it is okay once in a while to ask for the referral. The important thing is that you don't ask for the referral all the time. If you ask for the referral in my birthday card, if you ask for the referral in my thank you card, if you ask for the referral in my holiday card, it just turns it into junk mail. It turns it into an empty, hollow sales pitch. You want to deserve the referrals, really. And if you're doing all the other things I've talked about tonight, you're not going to need to ask for referrals. And when you do ask for referrals, the response is going to be tremendous. So if you're doing the right activities, you're going to be getting these referrals. And then when you ask for them, it is okay once in a while to ask for them. You just don't want to do it all the time. You're going to get a great response when you do ask for the referral. Number 40. We're going to go a little bit over, guys. I've still got a few more of these strategies to go. Number 40, one-on-one cards. One-on-one cards. The idea of the one-on-one comes from Business Networking International, and I apply it to marketing when I meet people or to someone in my community, a business that I might think might make a good referral partner. What I'll do is I'll send them a card that will say, you know, hi, my name is Ben. I'm a local business owner, and I think that I might be a good referral partner for you and for your business. Would you be available to get together for coffee to discuss with me what makes a quality referral for your business? So the idea is I'm sending them an invitation to get together so that I could learn more about their business because I think I might be able to give them a lot of referrals. Now, most business people are going to be interested in that. Most business people are interested in more referrals. It's not going to take a lot of time or effort on their part. And actually, if you want to go one step further and send a $5 Starbucks card, you're also going to have the added benefit of they're going to feel guilty that a stranger's just spent $5 on them, and they're going to want to find out more about you. Now you've got the opportunity to make a new referral partner. What's one referral worth for your business? What's one referral partner that can give you many referrals, multiple referrals every month worth to your business? This one strategy right here, if you just implemented this one strategy, you could make a killing in your business. Number 41, exit surveys. Number 41, exit surveys. When someone cancels their service with you, their product with you, they quit being a customer, have you ever thought about sending them surveys to find out why? The idea of an exit survey is you would send them a survey like when they're leaving your store, give them a survey. But the same thing can be applied in this case. So my friend actually runs websites and he sends them a survey like this when they cancel, and he sends it to them in a postcard. And you ask why. Well, the reason why is because an email might not be allowed out of emails. It might literally cost him $10,000, especially because they were an unhappy, or it might report him if he were to send them an email and they opted out. So he sends them a postcard and just asks them some questions about why they're canceling. This may help him figure out that he has a problem with his business that he's able to resolve. Even if he can't win them back as a customer, maybe what he could do is help resolve the problem so that other customers aren't getting upset and aren't going through the same situation and canceling. That's the idea behind an exit survey. And number 42 is a customer buyback program. A customer buyback program is offering your customers an incentive to come back and purchase from you again. So they've maybe quit buying from you, and what you do is, or you had a service that they've canceled, you offer them a special incentive to come back and buy from you again. A lot of the online websites will do this by offering a discount. So if you cancel your Netflix, a few weeks later or months later, you're going to get a special offer from them to come back and purchase again at a discount. In the old days, the telephone companies actually used to send you a check. When you canceled your long distance, they actually used to send you a physical check that if you cashed in that check meant that you were willing to change your long distance service back to AT&T. And that was the version of a customer buyback program. Just an incentive to any customers that have canceled to get them to come back and purchase again. Number 43, photo cards. I've mentioned photos many times tonight. I really don't need to go into a lot of detail on this, other than to say, again, the technology that we use, it's just as easy as doing a Facebook photo or something like that, but you can print a nice 5 by 7 glossy photo card, and it has a really great impact, a positive effect with your clients. And number 44, video cards. I mentioned the QR codes. We could do training videos. The QR code is the funny looking little barcodes. Again, there's free apps for smartphones that will allow them to just watch the video go directly to YouTube. You can also use those QR codes to go to websites and different things like that. It could be anything from a thank you message thanking your customers, personal little video, to like a training video on how to use your product, or even a promotional video. And I want to talk a little bit about the difference here between postcards, greeting cards, and email. The biggest issue with emails that we've seen tonight is spam filters and getting our messages read. Many different words and things might trigger a spam filter. Images might be blocked. If you can manage to get your email past the spam filter, then you also have to deal with the fact that they have hundreds of emails to read. What happens when you have 200 emails to read? I don't know about you, but the way I do it is I immediately go through and delete 80 to 90% of the messages. Even though a bunch of them are messages that I actually signed up for, maybe I'll eventually go back and read some of those. Most of them I'll just delete outright. A few of them I might save for later. I'll skim through a bunch, 10% of them. I'll skim through them real quick to try to find the one or two messages that I actually need to really read and respond to. I just don't have time to sit and open 200 messages, especially when a bunch of them are probably junk that I probably don't care about. The difference between a postcard or a greeting card is we don't have to deal with spam filters. If someone changes their email address, do you even know that they changed their email address? A lot of times you don't. If you send a postcard or a greeting card and they change their address, guess what? You get a return so that you know, oh, this person has moved. This is their new address. Postcards and greeting cards really, in a lot of ways, offer a lot of superior features. We just don't send them in business, even though we know we should. We don't send them because it's usually time-consuming and we forget and it costs a lot of money. Well, I'm here to tell you that we do have a new service, a new technology that can help with this. It's an automated greeting card system that can help you remember. They can give you reminders about those important dates. It's also a system that is very affordable to use. It's less than store-bought cards, and guess what they're going to do? They're going to print the card out for you. They're going to stuff the envelope. They're going to lick it. They're going to put the stamp on it, and then they're going to put it in the mail to go out for you. And they're going to do that for less than the cost of what you buy for a store-bought card. So there's a really cool service that we use for all these greeting cards and things. I could not do this if I had to do it manually. If I had to do it manually, I'd have to set up some sort of system for keeping track of all the birthdays and anniversaries. I'd need to have a bunch of stamps. I'd need to have a bunch of cards. I'd have to sometimes go wait in line at the post office. There's nothing I hate more than waiting in line at the post office, So we found a system that makes it really easy. The person that invited you tonight, they're already using that system. All you have to do is get back in touch with them, and they can help you try that system out for free. It's a real free trial. You don't have to earn a credit card. You can actually do a free trial. The other thing that person can do is they can actually give you an account that's good for 50 cards. Now, the downside is it only has 2 stamps. It's good for 30 to 50 greeting cards, but it only has 2 stamps in it. So if you like it and you want to use it, all you have to do is just put some more stamps in the account. Just have to add some money for postage. So the person that invited you, we're both using this greeting card system. We're both using this system to grow our business. I've been using it almost 10 years now. It's really cool, really exciting stuff. They've actually got a new version of the website, a version of an app for your phones and your iPad and everything that's getting ready to come out. It's really cool. It makes my business great because I know I should be sending greeting cards, right? I just didn't have the time to do it, to follow up, and now I do. It's really cool. So get in touch with the person that invited you.